guys, today
Back again after last night's Champions League final. What a final that was. Did not expect that at all.
PSG win 5-0 against Inter Milan, an absolute battering.
Did not see that right. I went for a 2-0 win to Inter Milan, got it completely wrong. Did not see that coming at all, Charlie. Did you see that coming?
No, biggest win in Champions League history.
You did say PSG would win though, didn't you?
Yeah, but not by that many.
I was just surprised at how the intensity of PSG, they came out, they were just full on from the first whistle, weren't they? Inter just didn't have chance to even get going.
I think Inter's side is just too old and PSG are just young and fast.
I think you're exactly right, mate. The energy, and like you say, they're such a young side, and from the very start, the high press, they had them pinned back, and Inter just couldn't get the ball.
And let's talk about the goals. So
2-0 up in the first 20 minutes.
yeah,
Hit them. But do you know what? I don't think Inter ever looked like scoring during the whole game. I think they had one shot on target, and that was about 70, 80 minutes in.
Yeah.
Who do you think were the top performers? Who would you pick for your man of the match for that?
I think Dehi.
For the 2 goals?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played fantastic, didn't he?
Let's start on the goals. So the first goal, Hakimi.
Oh, do you know what? I think Hakimi, he had to be close to man of the match for me. I thought his PSG defensively were amazing, and he was fantastic, wasn't he? And he got that first goal. What a class performance he put in. He was fantastic. Yeah, he scored the first one, didn't he?
On the second, deflection of DeMarco from Dehi.
Turned his back. Defender turning his back like that. I mean, the shot would have probably went in anyway, but defender turning your back like that, I bet he got a roasting from the manager there.
Yeah, he could have blocked it, I think. He was right in front of it.
But 2-0, and then was that half time was 2-0, wasn't it?
Half-time, and then who scored the third?
Mate, he got his second, didn't he?
Dehi, yeah.
Yeah.
Got a second.
And then my man got the fourth.
Yeah, Australia got the fourth.
I thought he was quiet last night, to be honest. He's one of my favourite players. He's such a class act, and he was good. But go on.
Even though he's quiet, he still gets a goal.
Yeah.
He's still amazing.
Yeah, and when he did get the ball, he did make you knew something was going to happen, didn't you? He does. I don't know whether he was just had a quiet night, where he was carrying a slight injury, because I think there was a few doubts about him starting even. Was he carrying a slight knock? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
But yeah, one of his quieter nights. And then the fifth goal.
May you lose.
Well, our team, Bristol City, actually, his older brother plays for our team, so it was quite a surprise when he came on and scored, wasn't it?
Never knew he played for them. I thought he played for a lower league team.
Yeah, man, he came on as a sub. I think he was in on the pitch a couple of minutes. And his celebration was amazing. That lad looked so happy when he scored that goal.
Yeah.
It was really class. But I'll tell you who does need a mention. Who's the lad in midfield? What's his name?
Vitinha.
I thought he was my man of the match, Charlie. I thought he played fantastic.
He's one of those players that you wouldn't notice works so hard.
He played really well. Do you think, here's a question for you, after that win last night of PSG with such a young side, do you think they're going to go on now and be more dominant in Europe? Yeah. Or do you think that's to kind of go back to old PSG and just always come up short?
I think, thanks to getting Mbappe, Neymar and Messi out, Luis Enrique, he's got all the superstars out. And I saw something and it said, the badge is more important than the name.
Do you know what? That's great, isn't it? I think you've summed up well there. That whole team spirit and the energy of the team. Yeah, I think they could go on to be dominant for quite a man. And that manager, I think he's only the second manager to ever win a treble with 2 different sides, which is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Well.
Really, really good. Brings us on. We were talking about Ballon d'Or. Do you think after that then Dembele is the man?
Yeah, Dembele's definitely going to win it, I think.
You think?
Yeah. And Yamal is going to be second and Australia's third, I think. That's what I saw.
Is Salah in the mix at all?
He's fourth.
So I think you're right. I think it's got to be. After last night, even though I thought Dembele was quite quiet, he came into the game for the first hour or so, I thought he was really quiet. Dembele's got it, you think? Yeah. And
going to the transfer window, first day of transfers.
Is today, 1st of June today. Transfer window opens. Who do you think is going to be Do you think PSG? Who do you think would be the more active teams in the transfer windows? Should we go more with Premier League?
Yeah.
Who do you think?
I think Arsenal will be really active. I think Man City will be active as well.
Well, with Arsenal, I'm sure I saw they were in talks with Sesko, a striker, which is obviously what they're absolutely desperate for 70 million. He's 6'5".
Yeah.
Now, do you think he's going to suit Arsenal? Or do you think he's going to be a good fit for Arsenal?
Well, I see him, if like someone's 6'5", I see him as a poacher. And I don't really see Arsenal. I think Arsenal would play more like on the floor.
He's a big target man, isn't he?
Yeah.
But you say that, but playing devil's advocate, what about Haaland? I mean, how tall's Haaland?
Yeah. But like he is sort of like a big target man, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's gone into Man City and done a job, hasn't he? I think Arsenal, for me, are going to be the team next season. I think if they'd have had a striker this season, I think they were taking it. And I think it's going to be a very close run season, but Arsenal one to watch.
Well, they've probably got one of the best midfields and probably the best defence in the whole league.
Agree.
And that's just solid at back. They just need that striker. And I think anyone who like pretty decent would do the job for them.
Yeah, and then Declan Rice, what a signing he was for them.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I think the spine of the side is there, isn't it? They just need that striker. And they're there. What about the other teams? Liverpool, active. I think they've signed. Frimpong's done, and the German lads virtually signed as well. Wirtz, yeah. I don't know a lot about Wirtz. What do you think of him?
I don't really see him much, but I think he is quite good for Bayern Leverkusen.
Is he like a number 10?
Yeah, I think so. So it would be good to have them with chemistry. And they've sold Trent, and Frimpong seems to be his replacement.
Direct replacement. Yeah, it does seem that way. Do you think Liverpool are gonna retain? Do you think they're
No. I think it was just a good, really lucky season for them. I think
lucky. Oh, controversial.
Not lucky,
yeah.
I just don't think the other Prem teams were that good, you know?
No one really lived up to full.
No.
They're right.
But they were amazing.
Yeah. They got to a phenomenal start, Liverpool, didn't they?
They rely on Salah too much, though.
Yeah, so we've got Arsenal. We look like they're going to strengthen with their striker, so they're going to be dominant. Looks like Liverpool, they're going to strengthen with their two signings that they've got in. So behind them, I mean, what about Manchester City?
I think it's going to take a couple of seasons to rebuild that.
What do you think is a complete rebuild, or do you think is a slight tweak? I mean, what's happened there? Do you think for you?
I think the players are just sort of going on in their careers, aren't they? And
do you think a couple of them is like kind of gone, or was it just famous Rodri? That was a huge blow for them. Kevin De Bruyne
But they sold Kyle Walker and they didn't give him a replacement, did they?
Do you think that impacted them a fair bit?
Yeah.
And Phil Foden kind of dropped off a cliff a bit, didn't they?
I think Rodri really helps them out, don't they?
They missed him a lot. Do you think we're going to see a lot of players come into Man City, or do you think it's going to be just one or two?
I think there'll be lots of youngsters in the team from the academy.
Yeah.
I think they're starting and playing them quite a lot at the moment. So,
do you think that Chelsea will be in the mix?
Chelsea, they just.
I think they're looking at the Ipswich striker, aren't they?
Yeah, but I don't think they're like up there with like Man City, Liverpool, and stuff. But I think they are a pretty good side. So
I know it's really, really early days, but if you're going to pick an early kind of prediction for next season, who would you go for at the moment? I think Arsenal really I'll probably change my mind a few times.
If they close that deal on Sesko or a different striker who was quite good, I think they will win the league. I think Liverpool, Man City will be second. And I think in third place will be Liverpool, Man City.
Yeah.
I think fourth place will be... I think Aston Villa will be up there.
You think Villa... Villa are interesting. Do you think Rashford has signed permanent at Villa, or do you think he'll go back to United? I think they could sign him for like 40 million, which for me, I think that's an absolute steal. I know he's hard work, but when he's on form, Rashford is as good as anyone, I think, on his day.
Yeah, and I don't think Amorim, because with what he's done to Garnacho,
Yeah.
I don't think he would like Rashford's attitude, would
No, I think Rashford's going to go Villa. I think you're right there. That's a really good shout. Villa are going to be maybe not top 3, but certainly fighting for a Champions League spot.
What about Newcastle?
I feel for Newcastle because it seems they just can't. They've got the money, but they just can't bring in who they want, can they? I think Newcastle are going to be maybe 5th, 6th again, pretty much where they were last season. Hello, you. Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty much the same where they were last season as Dave joining the show. What about Man United?
Man United, it's going to take ages to rebuild.
So they've signed the Wolves striker, I think, or he's very close to signing the Wolves striker. Will he make a difference, or
will he make a difference? It's quite hard. You sort of need the whole team to be.
I'll be honest with you, I think Manchester United need more than a striker. I think they need a whole rebuild. To be honest with you, go on.
They're going bankrupt, aren't they? So
I think they'll go bankrupt, but they have got financial problems. I think when I look at United, if I was going to keep any of those players in that team, I mean, you've got Fernandes, Mainu, and the young lad, the striker. What's his name? I can't think. Ahmed, is it?
Ahmed, yeah.
Yeah, I think those 3 are decent. But other than that, can you see anyone else in that team that you'd?
I don't. Well, the thing is with them, it's going to be really hard for them to sign players because who'd want to actually, if you're a Prem or like a top player, who would actually want to sign for a team like that?
No European football.
Yeah, it's just
Total rebuild, confidence low. Yeah.
Who would have thought that well, they kind of impact it, but who would have thought that their owners back then, what they've done?
Glaziers.
Yeah.
Manchester United the last 20 years is they've had a big old decline, haven't they?
Yeah.
So we're going to go forward. We're going to agree on Arsenal early title favourites.
Yeah, but in the Prem, anything can happen, can't it?
Very true. Very, very true.
I know they've dropped off a lot, but who would have thought Forest would have been? Just.
Where do you think Forest will go next season? Do you think they'll build on that, or do you think they're going to?
Nah, I think it was just a bit.
Well, it'll be interesting. I think they've got really their owners are kind of determined to take that club up. I wouldn't be surprised if they're out there again, maybe top 6, 7, but it's going to be tough.
Well, let's move on to.
What will we cover? So we've done Champions League review briefly. Ballon d'Or, we're going to go Dembele. Next season, we're going to both go Arsenal. As far as the transfer window goes, we're going probably most teams are going to sign 1 or 2. Apart from Man United. Yeah, 1 or 2. And that's about it. So in this first week, do you think we'll see a lot of deals being done, or do you think it'll be more later in the transfer window?
I think it'll be more later. It'll just be rumours.
Yeah, most people are away on holiday and just chilling out, aren't they, after a long season? And so that's probably a good place to wind it up, isn't it?
Yeah.
So next time we talk, we'll see who signed who, and
yeah, we'll see you next week. We're actually going to post probably every Sunday now. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you
Bye.
next week, guys.